Welcome to Audacity Island. We need to change this show from Love is Blind to Love is the Audacity. We have Stevenson over here texting people inappropriately. Then we have Wamsies who doesn't want to put a jacket on, if you know what I mean, when he's doing friendly stuff. And then runner up, we have Tyler who has 3 kids. Even the camel knows he's lying. Stay tuned. All right, welcome to another episode of Claire Haire. Thank you guys so much for your concern. We finally did get power back. Thank you so much. We were in the direct path of Hurricane Milton. Definitely blessed, just a couple of shingles off the roof. So I am so appreciative for all your support. And I'm going to be talking about episodes 7 through 9 today. And I really hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. All right, episode 7. Let's talk real quick. Truth bombs. First things first, something about the construction of the episodes is sending me, because you know how like there's five, 6 couples, we don't know. Okay. There's 5, 6 couples, and it's kind of like they like give like different pieces of their lives, like, and they put it into one. But like there are certain ones where I was just like, you could move past. Like, for example, when we come at the episode 7, baby, we still in Mexico. Why are we still in Mexico? It's time to leave. Like I was really confused, and I was like, why are we still in Mexico? Like, this is a waste of film, but they're still in Mexico. Tyler and Ashley A. They're talking about basically what they like to do for Christmas and Halloween. Like I said, it's alleged that Tyler has 3 kids, but this is the perfect time to mention that, but he didn't. They go for a camel ride, and then Steven and Monica talk about what they want to, like, what she's obsessed with flowers. I don't know. I know a flower. I hate to see Monica coming. But basically they talk about like what, like their love languages. And so she's like, oh, don't get me a Kate Spade. I want a YSL Yves Saint Laurent, basically a very expensive French brand. And that's what she expects. And I'm just like, I don't know if everybody got YSL money, but okay. And what's wrong with Kate Spade? Rest in peace. So basically they had like an issue about like the fireworks. Like Monica was mad that he was talking up with Garrett, and Steven was like, you know, Garrett's just such an intellectual. He's a physicist, and he's just such an intellectual that, I didn't want to cut him off. And she got mad about that and made a whole big thing about it. And like I said, her love language is probably quality time. So the fact that he didn't do that, I understand. I have on here too, Hannah and Nick gender roles, basically. Who's supposed to be responsible for cleaning and cooking the house, which honestly, I think that's a very important conversation to have, because it's a team effort. Like marriage, I'll always say marriage is a group project. Most of the time, most men will get with women knowing that they're going to get them an A, so they do the bare minimum. I'm just saying what I see. I'm just saying what I see, but it is a group effort, so I'm glad they're talking about this now. Okay, next couple, I have Taylor and Garrett on here. Basically did a social media check. He's into fishing, so I was like, I kind of moved past along, because no offense, like even though Garrett and Olivia Munn, let's keep it a buck. Garrett and Taylor, like I feel like their relationship is pretty solid. Like they didn't really have to show us them. Like it was a waste of film again. Like it's not that we don't care about them. It's just that we want to see the drama. Like we were watching reality TV for the drama. So, moving along. Alex and Tim, Ashley and Tyler, nothing else. Okay, so the next one, I want to spend the rest of the 7-minute portion for my review / reaction. Is Wamsies and Marissa. So Marissa has made it a point to say that she was in the Navy. She had like, PTSD about like there was a time where she had to pretty much pull the trigger in a way, and she couldn't do it, and she was like, oh, I don't like that, I don't know if I could go back or not. And Ramses is I wouldn't say he's anti-military, because I'd be putting words in his mouth. I'm just saying like he's he's not a fan of what it stands for, that's his opinion, which like I said, I don't know, I'm kind of 50-50 on that, because I'm just kind of like, should we really be talking about this on national TV? Because even though it's a reality show, it's one of the top in the world. Like they had to make it in different countries. America starts and everybody follows. It's one of the top dating shows in the world. So everybody's seeing, everybody's listening. So I don't know if it was prudent for them to have that in there, but they had it in there, and he was very on there. And then Ramsey's made it a point to say, hey, like, if you were to go back to the Navy, that would be a deal breaker for me. And I'm just like, I mean, for my friends at home, my friends personally that I know are serving us, thank you for your service, serving our country, you always gonna go back. Like, it's like the Navy, like the military, like the military is kind of like a boyfriend that you swear you're gonna break up with, but you end up going back because the benefits are so good. Like, at the end of the day, there will always be a chance. So my thing is like, that kind of to me gives like a seed of doubt, because it's like they will always make that deal look bad. Like I had a homeboy who literally, he was like, I'm done, because he was in the Army. He was like, I'm done with this, I'm not gonna do anything. And he was like, hey, I signed for 5 more years. Like, he said it under his breath. But he was like, they offered me a really good deal. Now I can graduate from UCF. I was like, I know that's right. Like, at the end of the day, like, I will always support someone who, like, if this is what makes them happy, I will always support them. Like, Wamsi was making it seem like not only was he would be disinterested, he wouldn't even want to be her friend anymore after the fact. I was like, listen, dangly braid. Like, I know you're not talking about anybody, but yeah, I really feel like it was a deal breaker for him. And I think that's something that he should have visited before he even started dating her. Like, she said in the pods, hey, I used to serve. The moment I would have heard, if I was somebody who was anti-military, and they would have said in the pods, hey, I served at one point, I was like, and you'll serve again. That's how it works. And you'll serve again. And I would have to be okay with that. Like, he's coming out the pods, now all of a sudden he has problems with everything. I was like, Wamsies, like, please, dangly braid, please, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Like, episode 7 was like, I don't know, it was like an appetizer. It didn't really do anything. It wasn't anything that was like a bomb like that. Okay. Episode Dirty Laundry. No. It's called Dirty Laundry, but I personally feel like episode 8 had to be the most, I wouldn't say talked about. Episode 8 was the most toxic episode I ever watched in reality TV. There was just so many things. So let's start off with, okay, let's start off with Tyler and Ashley. Okay. So first of all, so we meet Ashley's dad, and she's like, yeah, we're French. Nuh-uh, baby. Ou Haitien. His name Dixon. His name is Dixon. Please. I know why people, when I see them, Ashley, who about you, ou Haitien? Like, what's the problem? How come you didn't say you was Haitian, baby girl? Yes, Ashley, hey. It might as well Ashley Adventiste. Like, I was like, girl, we know he was Dixon. Come on now. Anyways, her dad's looking very good. Ladies at home, I saw y'all in the comments. Ooh, Ashley's dad looking good. Hey, Dixon. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. But do whatever you want. But someone who's Haitian, be careful. Haitian men are very charming. All right. Anyway, so they're talking about kid's name, and they're just like, oh, they're talking about kid's name, and they're just like, oh, I would want to name the kid. And then Tyler was like, if I have a boy, I'd name him myself. I was like, Tyler, like, you're not beating the claims. You're not beating the baby daddy claims, Tyler. At the end of the day, you should have just said you had kids. This is once again, another perfect wasted opportunity, child. Anyways, so we're on to the next one. Nick and Hannah. Nick lives at home with his parents. Pause for dramatic effect. First things first. I have on here, he's broke. No, seriously though. I truly feel like we need to start vetting. Like, I need two W-2s and a pay stub. Like, that's what needs to be vetted for the next season of Love is Blind, because we know there's gonna be another one. We need to start vetting these men, because the math's not mathing. Like, why are so many of them have sketchy jobs? I need W-2s. I need W-2s. I need all these things present, because it doesn't make any sense. Okay, I have on here, he's broke. Hannah said that she spends $300 a week in groceries and she doesn't know how to cook. That is a crime. I'm ready to press a class. Me and Walmart are ready to press a class action lawsuit against Hannah, because you should not be spending $300 a week and you don't know how to cook. What are you cooking, mama? I cook almost every day, and I can tell you $300 can last me a month. All right. Oh, that was scary. They're basically talking about if they want to do a joint account or not. I feel like during this they had a conversation, like Hannah and Nick. they're like, you can tell Hannah's more financially knowledgeable, which, like I said, I gotta give her props for that. I call a broken clock's right twice a day. But I like the fact that she's so financially forward, because I feel like most of the time when you break off, like I said, I've pretty much been, I would say, on my own. Like, you know, I went to college at 17. At a young age, so it forces you to be independent. So I feel like with Nick living at home, like mama's been here, she cooks, you know, he doesn't know how to cook, which doesn't make any sense because all the Cuban men I know, they know how to throw down, please. Claro que sí. But I really feel like there was just a mismatch there that I feel like she's going to be teaching him, he's going to be trying to catch up. I would not recommend that relationship wise, because it's always going to feel like she's trying to catch up. Okay. Next one, I have Marissa and Wamsi's. It says divorce. What? Oh yeah. Lost electrician job. Yeah. They're kind of going back and forth about what Wamsi's does for a living. Okay. I don't know. I did my research. He's Venezuelan, and I want to say Grenada. Oh, I always get this. Is it Grenada? I'll have to go check. But yeah, so that means nothing. I just want to let y'all know I've been doing research. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there was a lot there that wasn't really discussed. Didn't make any sense. Okay, I have on here Alex and Tim. Alex's father has MS, and like, when he sat there, so basically Tim read him a letter. Basically, the letter he read in the pause, he read to him, and he said, hey, I'm asking you for your daughter. And then like afterwards, like his father, like Alex's dad was like, give me a moment to collect my thoughts. So I was like, don't make me cry. Like, you know, I'm a gangster, like Dade County. You know, I'm a gangster, and I did my best to not, like, but I promise you, I started tearing up. I couldn't help it. Like, I was my eyes producing water. What is this? Like, it was so sweet, and Alex does not deserve Tim. Okay, let's keep it a buck. She's emotionally immature, and we let it slide because she's so fine. She really is. Like, Alex is breathtaking, but honestly, Tim needs to go with Ashley Advantis. Like, he needs to go with her. I have on here, so the last one I'm going to talk about is Taylor and Garrett and Monica and Steven. With Taylor and Garrett, like the issue that they have, which what issue that, like, first of all, I feel dumb whenever they come on the screen. They're so smart. I love smart people. I love hanging out with them. But the issue is that her family's in California and like his family is in Virginia. And I'm just like, where in the world? Carmen Sandiego. I don't know why would you do this? Like, if you knew you didn't live in DC, the Virginia area, like, why would you go on this show? Like, she's like, oh, my dream is to raise my kids in California, which is one of the most expensive states to live in. And I don't know, I feel like this should have been discussed beforehand. I don't see it being a problem, but he's saying, right now, Garrett is saying like, oh, this is fine. They called him working class Chris Evans, and I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. Working class Chris Evans took me out. Oh my God. Anyways, but I personally, like, I feel heartbroken about it because he's saying that it's okay, but I promise you it's not easy to get up and move your whole life, just when you have your community around you, because one couple's going to end up sacrificing the other. So it's, to me, I feel like the only way their relationship is going to work out is if they just end up moving to a neutral place, and then everybody can come to them, because it's always going to feel like, okay, well, I moved for your family, or I moved for your family. So that would be my solution for them. Okay, so let's talk about Steven and Monica. First of all, so Monica was minding her business, and you know, somebody was blowing him up. She was like, oh, she read his text, and she saw the text about saying, oh, no one can satisfy my kinks like you. And she was like, what are you doing, sleep study? So if you guys don't know, most men, because their nostrils, I don't know, child. Most men have sleep apnea. Basically, most men snore. Like, basically, there's a point where you just stop breathing, right? So basically, he was doing a sleep study to see, like, does he need a CPAP machine? CPAP machine basically is going to help him breathe more. So then that would help him. So instead of that, he decided to be drunk and text another girl or whatever, blah, blah. inappropriate text, and basically she was like, you know what, and this is for everybody iconic. She said, Venmo me the money that I've been taking care of you for the last 4 or 5 days. Venmo me all that money. And he sent it to her like this. He wasn't argumentative at all. He just left, and he pretty much left with his tail between his legs. And I'll go on my review about that later, but let's go into episode. Is love enough? Okay, so I have on here Tyler and Ashley. Basically, let's have 2 kids, and it turns out that she finds out that Tyler has 3 kids. He has 2 girls and 1 boy, and basically he was the sperm donor for somebody who knew. But the issue is the fact that he didn't let her know at all, so she was pretty much in the dark about it. And me personally, like, I feel that there's something diabolical about to me I feel like there's something diabolical about the fact that you can sit there and talk about, oh, I want to name our kids this, or and you already had a kid. And mind you, from social media research, it looks like he's very active in their lives, or Me personally, if I could keep it above with you, I feel like it doesn't matter if he was active or not. It's the fact that he didn't say anything. You had plenty of chances. An omission of truth is still lying, okay? But I feel like Ashley should just take her and her attractive dad, Dixon, just leave. Just leave. Like, I feel like she deserves Tim. Okay, I feel like she deserves Tim. But I feel like Tyler does not deserve her. If they do end up getting married, which I'll do my final review over, like, before they show like the marriage episodes next week. If they do get married, I'll be very disappointed, and I will be running bets on when they get a divorce. Thank you. But I personally, to me, that'd be a deal breaker. That would definitely be a deal breaker, because you had plenty of times when you played in my face. Like, the main thing is, like, I don't want to look crazy, and you're making me look crazy. There was plenty of times for you to speak up, and he didn't. So, and then Ashley's just such a sweet soul. Like, she looks like she smells good. Like, I want to give her a hug. Like, anyways, next person. So we have Nick and Hannah. So basically they're cooking spaghetti, and it's very sad to look at. That $300 is starting to make sense. Okay. But basically he meets her brother Cade, which Cade is everything. Cade needs his own show. Actually, he needs to be on a dating show. He just gives vibes. Anyway, so he comes on, and so, like, why Hannah walks off so they can talk trash about her, because that's what production does. And so Cade is like, yeah, she has this thing that where she, I want to say him and Nick kind of mutually bring it up, but basically he came and he was just like, yeah, like, she has this tendency to, like, she'll talk trash about other people, but when I come back, we try to give her the heat back, she can't handle it. And, like, Nick was like, yeah, there's been plenty of times, or so they made an unemployment joke, and, like, she said something about, like, he doesn't she said, oh, don't be mad that I make more money than you. And then Nick was just like, oh, that's real rich coming from someone who's unemployed, something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing, because the whole conversation was beneath everybody. I feel like when you are married to somebody, when you're in a relationship with somebody, I feel like you're a team. So you're making fun of him in front of your brother. You're telling him off, right, there's division. Like, I feel like I don't know. That's just my opinion, but I didn't like the way the conversation was going, because we're mature. We're almost in our 30s, but they're late 20s, child. Anyways, I have on here, they finally meet Nick's parents, which I was right. He's half Cuban. She's at Ropa Vieja, Mama Nick. Basically, she was just saying how, like, I have enabled him a little bit, but, you want the best for your kids. And I'm just like, run! Okay, run, Hannah, run! Because someone like that is not going to change overnight. And if you're willing to wait for him to be a mama's boy, you can, but I hope they don't get married. Okay, next couple I have on here is Garrett and Taylor. Basically, they're in the next episode, they're gonna finally meet Taylor's family. Taylor's father does not want to be on camera, which makes sense, because honestly, like, if I was on Love Is Blind, like, my parents, like I said, both of my parents are Haitian, 100%, like, they're not going to want to be on camera either, but they'll be talking trash on the side of the camera. Love is blind. Like, you know, like they're going to be, I can just see my parents just talking trash on the side of the camera, but I get it. Like, you know, you don't want people in your business because then people start digging, you know, like me personally, like I try my best to, you know, separate Haire from Claire's actual personal life. So, I get why they wouldn't want to be on the show because like people are very invasive and they start searching. Okay. And don't look too hard. Their issue is pretty much, like I said, like I guys brought up in the last episode review recap, was the fact that they need to find a location. Like I said, like Garrett's just like, you know, Garrett meets her friends and he's just like, you know, wherever I want to, like wherever she's go, I want to go. I was like, and scene, baby. Let me tell you something as a 33-year-old. Everything sounds good when you're saying it, but the reality is completely different. So I think they just need to move to a neutral location, you know, but I'm going to be very interested to see, because I think there's a preview of them meeting Mama Mun, basically Mama Taylor. I'm really interested to see what they're going to say, because like I said, like with Asian culture, Asian is kind of very, very parallel to Haitian culture. Haitians do not like to date out, you know, so it's going to be very interesting to see how that vibes. But I don't know, like we'll have to see what the response is, but I personally, I feel like Garrett is saying a lot of the right things, but to leave his family, and I don't see him leaving his family. Okay, I don't know, whoever. Anyways, next one I have on here, Alex and Tim. I have on here, for Alex to be a fashion content creator or whatever. Her place was so unaesthetically pleasing. Like, I was like, what? I literally put down here, as a fellow Leo, we do not claim her. Because my house is my shoes match my shirt. Like, I'm very clean. Like, everything has a place. Everything is, I want to say I'm a neat freak, but like, it's so funny seeing her house and then going to Tim's house, and Tim is like a neat freak, which that's Virgo vibes. Like he's like a neat freak. Everything's clean and everything's like pristine. Everything has a place. So I'm just like, I wasn't really surprised by that, but I was truly confused on why. I don't know. Like I was really confused on why her place is so messy, because there was like just bags. So these are clothes I want to donate. I was like, then you would have donated them. Okay, you'd have donated them a long time ago. So there was a lot in there that I was confusion about, but I guess, child. But their relationship, I just feel like him talking to her dad, like my heart is still beating from like pa-pum, 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 from that. It's still beating hard from that. I don't know. Like, I think that they should either have a long engagement so she can grow up a little bit, or they should just part ways. Because like Tim seems like a great guy, and like, you know, he does have his baggage as well. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, having a sibling pass away be baggage, but he has his own trust issues, because I could just tell like he's one straw away, one straw on the camel's back, one straw away. Okay. All right. So the final couple, Wamsies and Mawisa. First of all, so we meet their mom, Vanessa. First of all, Vanessa needs her own show. I don't care. She's good for TV. She's coming with her tongue ring and her attitude, and we love to see it. First of all, they're twins. Marissa and Vanessa. They look like twins to me. Her other siblings are beautiful too. Everybody, I want to touch her sister's hair. I know I have the same hair too, but I just want to touch it. But Marissa's she's not cutting any corners. She's like, are you ready? Prenup, everybody, everywhere. Like, she was like, are you ready to sign a prenup? Because she's going to be a lawyer. I don't want nobody screwing over. She already got screwed over by her stepdad, her dad, and the last boyfriend. I was like, the first two were your choices. So if she was screwed over, like, no offense, but I'm not trying to victim blame, but when it comes to women, like, we are directly responsible for the lifestyle their daughter has. Like my mom with my dad ate down, because I'm used to men spoiling me, because my dad spoils me. Okay. I also look just like him, but I'm just saying, like, I'm used to that, because like, that's what my mom set up for me. Like, you really are setting up your daughter's lifestyle. So when Marissa was coming in so bitter, love doesn't last for me. So I was just like, she's coming in very bitter. I have on here, seek therapy fast. I have on here, seek therapy fast. And then just real quick about family planning. Onesies was basically saying, oh, I don't want to wear a jacket when we're doing our special time. And then like Marissa was like, oh, here's something for you. I don't want to go on BC, birth control. And I think that's a very important conversation to have before you get married, because a lot of these men, like, no offense, but we take everything. Like, we have to give the birth. We have to deal with if there's an issue with birth control, when we have to have kids later. Everything is on women. Everything is on her. Like, I personally, like, that to me, that was like such a turnoff. I already didn't like him in his braid, but like that made it worse. Okay, final review. So my likability for anybody getting married is now at a 0. It's now at a 0. I literally have on here 0. Like, I feel like no one should get married. I know I sound like some mean person. I'm like Vanessa. But I feel like no one should get married. There's not enough research. Like, I was with, like, for example, I was team Garrett and Taylor, but then like he said the location, I was like, California to Virginia is very, very long. And if you're used to being around your family, having your family within arm's reach, like, that's very, very hard for you to be able to put past. So even though he's just like, oh, this is nothing, I just want to be with her, I was just like, let those emotions slide for a little bit. That's going to be a lot of money to go over there. And then you have to find a new job. And then you have to you're going to be on her family time. Like, whatever her family does, you're going to be with them pretty much. Like, are you willing to do that? There's a possibility that you might have to switch religions, like, are you willing to do that? Like, people are so quick to say, I just want to be with you, I don't care about anything. I was like, that's good for movies and books, but in real life, like, it's tough to sit there and like pretty much pick up everything and dip out. Okay, so they're the only ones. Steven and Monica, obvious reasons, it's a no. That's a no. Tyler and Ashley, he has 3 kids. Nick and Hannah, they're both kids. Okay. Nick and Hannah, they're both kids. Like, I personally, I didn't really see them lasting as long as they have. Like, that part, I was really shook by the fact that they're even still one getter, because I can tell Hannah is one of those women that, like, she wants to be in control, but she wants to not be in control at the same time. Like, she wants him to lead, but she does not want to follow. I know what I said. I've met a couple of Hannahs in my life. Like, they really talk a big game about, oh, I can talk trash about this person, but the moment they can literally sit there and whop somebody, and the moment you give them a little paper cut back, they spit, I can't taste my own medicine. That type of person, do not marry that person. They will break down your self-esteem by end of day. I promise you. Okay. All right. I have on here, Alex and Tim. I feel like Alex is gonna cross him again. Like, so something. And the thing about Virgo is not to make that zodiacs. Not trying to say that zodiacs are a good indicator of whether or not a relationship should last or not. But Virgos don't play. You got one time to cross them, and then at that you're on borrowed time. They're just thinking of a way. They're thinking of a way to precisely cut you off. And the thing about Virgos don't spin the block. They don't. They don't spin the block. Once you cross them, it's over. Like, it's kind of like with Beyonce. Like, look at Beyonce. Y'all messed with Beyonce one time, and she did not do interviews after that. I told you, Virgos don't do that. They do not spin the block. So that's gonna be a no. I feel like she's gonna cross him. And then I have Onesies and Marissa. Me personally, I am scared if they do get married, because she's going to go back. Like, when it comes to the military, like, you will always end up spinning the block. Like, it is what it is. Like, you're going to always end up spinning the block. But I don't want them to get married for that. And then, like, with Ramses, like, I don't know, like, Ramses is a sneaker. Like, a sneaker is, we used to call them turtle, but that was back in 2009. But a turtle is basically someone who they're slowly, and I mean slowly, trying to push your boundaries. And by the time you realize they push your boundaries, it's too late. Okay, we've all dated a turtle before. They start off just perfect, prince of everything. And then once they get whatever they want, then they switch into an entirely different person. And I was like, what happened to, wait, come back. But yeah, overall, out of all the couples, the only couple I am rooting for is Taylor and Garrett. But I don't know, like, All it's going to take is one time for Garrett to be homesick, and I feel like it's going to crumble in them. But I really hope they get together, because like, we need more smart people. Like, I'm tired of dumb people breeding. Like, I know it sounds rude. Can I say that? Okay, I'm going to leave that in the video. I'm tired of dumb people breeding. Like, they probably going to have, the kid's going to probably have an average IQ of 200 and whatever, because they're both smart. Like, we need more smart people breeding, because a lot of y'all can't get the there right. And you know, you know, a lot of y'all, like, we got to stop breeding dumb people. So I think just for science purposes, like, we just need them to breed. And if they break up, they break up. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, share. It's Claire here. Bye.